things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly, without an apology. Gotta give doxology to God hollow, because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace, guys. Welcome to another episode of All Things Theology. I am your host, Kdub, and it's great to be with you here today. Got an episode here for you, man. You might want to buckle to your seatbelt because it's gonna be quite bizarre. It's just crazy. I'm even just thinking about like the magnitude of everything going on, and just, man, this is a wild story, man. What a time to be alive. But before we get into it, man, I just want to thank those who've been holding it down, watching on YouTube, who've been sharing it out, who've been blessed by the content. Thank you to those who've been watching on any podcast app, man. Just continue to do so. It really helps with getting good content. I believe I make good content. And so if you like what I'm doing, please continue watching. Please continue supporting. And that will be greatly appreciated. So recently, there was an incident that happened. And I'm going to get into that because this is kind of right up my alley. Well, it was a podcast. So let me just read the title of this article. I'll try to drop the article in the description of this video if you want to check it out for yourself, okay? And I'll also add the video in here. But please forgive me on the name of this lady who did this, but her name is Jessica Beauvoir. I believe that's how it's pronounced. She does a podcast, right? So we're in the same lane of work, so to speak. But she made a podcast about a rant against police hours before she crashed and killed an NYPD officer. And the things she said about police were very disturbing. Very disturbing. Okay, so I definitely want to put that video in here so you can see what she particularly says, but I want to go over that.
A woman is in tears as she's charged with mowing down a police officer while driving drunk.
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
I'm sorry that I hit him and he's dead.
Now look at this. It's the same woman just hours earlier as she live streams a podcast in which she appears to be drinking shots and washes it down with Snapple. She ends the podcast this way.
The police.
Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio. I do a podcast.
The dead officer, Anastasio Sakos, was directing traffic at an accident scene on the Long Island Expressway when Jessica Beauvoir allegedly plowed into him at around 2 a.m. Cops say the woman with her front windshield shattered fled the scene, sending other cops diving out of her way. When they chased her down, they say she threw her car into reverse and rammed a police car before they could take her into custody. The 32-year-old suspect allegedly told cops she smoked marijuana before she got into her car. 43-year-old Sakos leaves a wife and 2 children. He was a beloved figure in his neighborhood. You're heartbroken.
Yes.
At his daily briefing, Mayor Bill de Blasio called for a moment of silence.
It was heartbreaking.
What do you want to say to the officer's family?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
As well. But let me get into the article. It says suspected drunk driver Jessica Beauvoir ranted against police in a Facebook live stream just hours before she allegedly killed a New York police officer during a hit and run. And I would love to get my hands on that Facebook live stream. I searched, I couldn't find it. I don't know. Maybe it's gone. I don't know. But I'll continue trying to do that. So she's 32-year-old female, uploaded a nearly 2-hour-long live stream on her Facebook page. Oh, okay, so maybe this is why I couldn't find it. So it's under the name of Phoenix McKell. So I'm assuming if you go search, I'll do that after I upload this. Search Phoenix McKell, M-I-C-H-E-L. You should be able to find that post if it's still available. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll find out later. Let me know. So on Monday evening, she made this post, which opened with an NWA song. Now, if you know NWA, you probably already know the song that was being played. NWA, I'm not going to say what the N stands for, but it's with attitude. I'll let you figure that out. But the song is called F the Police. I'll monitor that out, of course. F the Police, that's what it's called. Right, she opens with this song and this podcast of hers. That's not the most disturbing part of the podcast. So she goes on to share her views of the Derek Chauvin trial, the police violence against black people, and how she wanted others to fight police. And she does not just mean like fight against police brutality or ideology, but literally fight the police. Like I said, this is disturbing, guys. Very disturbing. Very disturbing. She went on to say, we can fight the police too. Right? She's fist fight. This is what she's speaking of. If you're going to shoot me, get it over with. What I'm saying, you're not going to try me while I'm still breathing. These are threats at the police. She later added, like NWA say about the police, if you're going to kill me, at least I get to take someone with me. I'm one of those people. If I'm going to go, someone is coming. I mean, she's literally talking about getting in a shootout with the police right here on our podcast. And the irony is, she goes and kills a police officer. And guess what? She's not taken alive. We'll get more into the incident that happened. But she says she spoke about the recent killing of Dante Wright, who was fatally shot by the now formerly Minnesota officer Kimberly Potter, who said she mistook her gun for a taser. So, and this is her commentary. She says, I know 13-year-olds from the hood that know a taser from a gun. I know a MF know a BB gun from a taser from a gun. How come you can't figure that out? Speaking of the police in it. And here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to justify what was done. Yes, that was what the police officer did was wrong. But two wrongs don't make a right, as they say. Let's see. So she signs off the live stream saying that she will be back next week, or so she thought. And added, until then, F the police. Right? F the police. So in the early hours of Tuesday morning, Jessica was arrested and is due to be arraigned on counts of vehicular manslaughter and reckless endangerment, leaving an accident resulting in death, fleeing an officer in a motor vehicle, as well as driving while intoxicated. So she hits this officer who is directing traffic, right? He's not just out there in La La Land. He's out there doing his job, directing traffic. Because there was another accident that occurred there. And he came to assist. Seems to be doing a good job. He's directing traffic, and out of nowhere, it's just boom! She pummels into the guy. Not only did she hit him, she leaves the scene. And I don't know if this article gets into it, but she hits him. She leaves the scene. Officers, obviously chase her down like, yo. And she backs up into them. And, the narrative will have us believe that police are hunting black people. And, I mean, she literally just hit a guy, a police officer with a car. If anything would be understandable, like how would he get shot? This one probably be like, okay, like she just killed a guy. But she's taking in very, respectably. She's not beat up, She just got handcuffed and got arrested. The article goes on to say she was allegedly behind the wheel of a car that struck and killed NYPD officer Anastasios Sakos. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He was 43-year-old male who had attended an earlier accident on the Long Island Expressway. The father of two children was allegedly hit head on by Jessica in a 2013 Volkswagen and later died of his injuries. Very, very sad. Very, very sad, guys. Listen to this. Police said Jessica was driving with a suspended license, so she's not even supposed to be driving the car, and that she had a blood alcohol level of 0.15, which is almost twice the New York state limit of 0.08. So I wonder, was this like after it all been said and done, after it had settled down, it was 0.15? Because on the podcast, you can see her clearly drinking. She's drinking alcohol, taking shots of vodka or some alcohol beverage. On the podcast, leaves the podcast studio, and that's what happens. And it's, like I said, you saw from the video, she even admitted she killed him. She's seen drinking on the podcast that day. And yeah, so when she was leaving for her arraignment later that day, she told the reporter, I'm sorry that I hit him and that he's dead. Right, we heard that. Yeah, so officer was killed. You know, he had been a police officer for the last 14 years. Let's see here. Yeah, man, this is just tragic. I think the police commissioner came out, or chief said, this officer is dead because of her negligence. Just wow, man. He had a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old son. They'll never see him again. Terrible. And reason why I'm doing this video is because I posted this on my Twitter page. Let me go to my Twitter page real quick. Wow, this is hard to talk about, y'all, but if you think what she did was despicable, imagine seeing people cheer it on. Yes, people were cheering it on. Let me share my screen with you guys. Like I said, if you're listening, you won't be able to see this. Just you will hear my reading of the comments. So yeah, let me share my screen, guys. Let's go through some of these comments. Hope you can see this. Well, so this is me posting the video. Look at how many views it's got. Look at the activity. It's crazy. Right now, as I'm recording this, 470 retweets, 923 quote tweets, 1,328 likes, and a lot of these quote tweets are just disgusting. Look at this. The cop had a gun. Self-defense. Look, if I had the energy to give a F, I would. It's like, man. Let me see the quote tweet so you can guys see more what I'm talking about. Because I mean, people were saying she's a legend. They were cheering on what she did. Look at that. Free her. Free her, right? She did absolutely nothing wrong, one commenter says. Queen. Free this hero. Respect. Let's see. Free this queen. She did nothing wrong. Just let's go through more of this. Free her. She didn't do it. I mean, she's literally on camera admitting to it. Queen. I really hope the car is okay. Let's see. Um, yeah, I agree with this comment there, but let's keep going. Let's see. I mean, just there's way worse comments than this. You know, we don't have all the facts. Has anyone even thought to ask the car if it feared for its life? So a lot of comments were like this, where they were trying to make some comparative, like, oh, when cops kill black people, you were all asking for the facts. We're all saying we should wait for the facts. We're all saying, well, what did the suspect do? Here's the difference. One, we know the facts of this already. I just read it to you. He was directing traffic, doing his job, and she comes out of nowhere and kills him. Those are the facts. The facts are she made a podcast saying F the police, saying she wants to fight the police, saying we need the police eradicated. She was drinking during that podcast. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. Now, let me say this because I do not think it was her intention to go out and do what she did. I believe she was majority talk. Let me say that. And I believe a lot of people in the comments are majority talk, but they're letting their evil heart show. Is the case, is the problem. I don't believe that was her intention, but the irony, right? That she would be talking about the police in that way, wanting them dead, right? If they were to get in a shootout, wanting to fight them, right? And then she goes out and murders a police officer. Intoxicated manslaughter. Wow. Wow. Very sad. Very sad. Like I said, I know there are a lot of people who had on the comment on the thread. Like I said, it's blowing up. I'm not gonna respond to any more of the comments because it was lunacy to see people actually defend this, saying, "Hey, this is what this cop gets because we know the majority of police officers are out here hunting and killing black officers, and nothing happens. Hunting and killing black people is the claim." In 2019, there was 9 unarmed black people that died. 9 out of the, I think I looked up recently, 39 million black people who live in America. We're supposed to believe that black people are being hunted down in the streets, being gunned down every day. The media makes it seem like every day there's unarmed black men being hunted down, shot like dogs by the hands of police officers. Well, guys, I'm sick and tired of that narrative. I'm sick and tired of every time a police shooting happens, justified or not, the immediate call is they want to bring up the race. They want to bring up the ethnicity of the cop if he's white. And if he's black, they sure are bringing it up if the person that was shot was black. But guess what? If it doesn't fit that narrative, they don't talk about it. They don't talk about that. And what the media is doing is perpetuating this narrative and causing this race war to speak. This division between skin colors. And I'm tired of it. I know many people, friends who are tired of it. Constantly. That's the first question that's asked. What was the ethnicity of the cop and the guy who died? As soon as it doesn't fit, they don't care. And so many people are the same way. It doesn't matter about facts. It doesn't matter about what happened. These guys revel in murder. Like the one we're talking about. When an officer When an officer dies, oh, finally. That's disgusting. That is extremely disgusting that anyone, let me say this, even when an officer is justified in a police shooting, it is a sad event. It is a very sad event because someone lost their life. A family is now broken. But it seems like when a police officer dies, it doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter about his family. People cheer. People are hoorah. Like I said, man, that is very disgusting. And even if you want to believe the narrative that the media paints that black men are being gunned down, how does two wrongs make a right? How does it make it okay? How is that justification for what this lady did? How is it okay for how she speaks about the police? My friend, so many of you guys despise authority. And guess what? The fruits of you despising authority is not good. It bears forth bad fruit. And so I wanted to talk about this because I saw that video and it disturbed me, guys. It disturbed me highly. Like I said, when a police officer kills someone and it's unjustified, I don't say good job, police officer. I say, hey, no, this was murder. This does not need to happen. This was wrong. This was evil. But it seems as many people have a double standard. They have a double standard when it comes to a black man and when it comes to a police officer. I mean, I really don't know how they would have responded if the police officer was black and it would happen. It seems as if you put on the uniform, that now makes you evil. It now means all cops are bad, right? ACAB, all cops are bad. And doesn't matter who you are as a person, once you put on that uniform, you just transform into a evil person and you just want to look out and kill black people. Apparently, that's what a lot of people would paint us to believe. Doesn't matter. At some point I'm speechless about all this, but guys, tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure you leave a like. Like I said, this story is this was a tough one to do because it hits home to me. It's very sad. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully, my commentary was educational. Hopefully, this story was informative. Hopefully, if you are thinking the way I said, that it would cause you to change your mind about these things. Because it's very sad. Maybe you support the defund the police and abolish the police and the Black Lives Matter movement. Hopefully stuff like this will cause you to wake up and say, whoa, this is too far. This is too far. This is out of hand. This is out of line. But guys, hey, you guys know how it is here. I want to tell the truth. I don't want to have a double standard. I want to, whoever the truth offends, hey, that it is what it is, I have to tell the truth. Sometimes people on my side may get offended, hey, it is what it is, guys. Have to tell the truth in this day and age. But hey, guys, hope you enjoyed the podcast. Until next time, guys, grace and peace.